Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, where's the job at again? You just told me.
Mariner Auctions.
Mariner Auctions. There you go with the boys. Who are you working with again?
Yeah, exactly. So, Ethan Phillips, he actually just ended his career at Mariner Auctions, but he was there for a little bit, and then Ozzie King, Evan McKinnon, Andrew Coxhead, and Taylor Ewing.
You guys should start your own like hockey team there.
Yeah, really though.
You guys are
honestly, I'm thinking like, in the episode of The Office where they play the warehouse basketball.
Yes.
I'm thinking we get a little road hockey going in the warehouse.
What character would you be?
Michael Scott.
Would you?
I'm the leader of that group in there.
At least you own it. Good for you.
Oh, man.
Right on, man. So, like, I'm happy you're here. When I was listening off the intro, Millsy was giving me some facts about you, and I know your hockey background. To be quite honest with you, you reminded me of myself a little bit. Kind of the same route. I didn't win all those junior championships, but I'd like to consider myself, I could put the ball in the net and I could play the game, and I'm average at hockey. I could play the game as well. I don't know. Let's start with hockey and how it kind of transitioned into lacrosse and what age you came into it.
Yeah, well, obviously, growing up in Canada, like every kid is just pretty much born to skate. So I started out I had a little backyard rink when I was 3.
Yeah.
So I started skating then. And then, you couldn't play hockey until you were 5, but you could play ringette when you were 4. So I started I started with ringette actually, and then made my way to hockey finally. And then the lacrosse part didn't really have anything to do with the hockey. It was just my brother just came home with a stick one day, like talking about how he wanted to get going. So naturally, we just picked up a stick and started throwing with him a little bit. I was like, oh, may as well get into this too, right?
He's like, I never should have shown him.
Yeah, I was showing him up on the streets a couple years later. But
Is your brother older or younger?
yeah, he's a couple years older. He's 22 now.
Okay. Good stuff.
Well, that's why, and I asked to come on because I've known Jordy a while and seen him in those early lacrosse years. Like, I'm pretty sure he was the best 5-year-old lacrosse player, like, on planet Earth when I first saw him. Like
5 years old?
Yeah, man, dude. Like, so I remember, because him and my brother are similar age. I think you're 1 year older than Cam, maybe?
Yeah, I think 2.
2, yeah. So he was out there with the Tykes, like, a little bit. My brother was a little bit out there earlier than he was supposed to be, I guess. But you were out there, and, like, I just remember your coaches saying, like, Jordy, like, you can't throw like behind the backs on these goalies. They're like, they had to put a piece in the net when it was tight, cause like to cover up the top foot of the net, right?
Yeah,
so, like, the goalies aren't even
they're so short.
So like Jordy's like ripping the top shelves out on these goalies behind the back.'s like 5 years old, and there was a rule in Tyke, I believe, that you had to like make a pass over a certain line to like kind of encourage ball movement and stuff, right? Yeah. So Jordy would like throw the ball over the line, and like if nobody caught it, he would just run and pick it up because, like, technically it's a pass. Like, you've passed it to himself.
The old Hail Mary.
Yeah, and then just dangled around everybody and just tucked it in the goal. And, like, I remember the coaches kind of being like, yeah, like, you don't want to, like, hinder his creativity in the sport kind of thing. But he's like, you also want the goalies and the rest of the kids to keep playing, too, because he's just making them look silly out there. So that was my first introduction to him as a lacrosse player.
How'd you come up with that? You passed yourself.
Wow, so much more skill than everybody.
You just throw the ball high enough and like run to it?
Well, there's like a lot of kids out there like
talking to the mic.
They couldn't.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of kids out there, like obviously in Tyke, where like their stick skills aren't the best, like they can't catch. So like, it's like you're trying to throw it to them, but like half the time the ball's just getting bobbled, right? And then So, me and Alex Canning, a guy I played with back then,
I remember.
Our play was just like, all right, somebody just gun it down the floor. We'll just chuck it across. I mean, it doesn't matter where you throw it from. It just had to get across that white line.
Attempt to make a pass, right? Yeah. So that was just like, and the refs are like 12 years old because it's Tyke, right? So the refs are like 5-year-old kids and are like, all right, like,
Although those refs might be better than you, Millsy.
Look at this guy. He's got a mouth on him.
Already. Holy smokes.